Unbelieving Israel was the beast. The law was the mark of the beast. To understand what the mark of the beast was, you got to understand what the beast was. The book of Revelation is very simple. It's the words that Jesus said while he was on earth. Whenever he was on earth, he said that the Jews would fall by the edge of the sword and be led away captive into all nations. There'd be great wrath upon that people. In Revelation, talking to the beast, he said, "You who kill with the sword must be killed with the sword. You that lead into captivity must go into captivity." What did the beast do? Sat in the temple of God, blasphemed his tabernacle for 42 months from 66 until 70 AD. The beast rejected Jesus Christ. They rejected the New Testament. They were keeping the Old Testament. Whenever Jesus Christ had become the new Passover, in the New Testament not written in ink or in stone, but in their hearts by the Spirit. Jesus said the temple would be destroyed. They tried to protect the temple. The mark of the beast was the law. It was the Old Testament. It was those who rejected Jesus Christ and kept the Old Testament. Whenever Moses gave them the Old Testament, he said, "Bind this upon your hand, let it be for frontlets between your eyes." He gave them the Passover. 50 days later, he gave them the law written in ink and in stone, sprinkled blood on them in the law, bound them to the Old Testament. It was a curse. The law was a curse that was added because of transgression. Jesus Christ came to redeem them from the curse of the law. So the Jews took that quite literally, and they bound tefillin or phylacteries on their hand and on their forehead. It's a little box with a scroll written on both sides about laws that they enjoy. The Christians refused to wear tefillin and phylacteries because that was a direct rejection of Jesus Christ, who was the new Passover, who was the Passover, and then 50 days later on Pentecost or Feast of Weeks put the laws of God inside them, became the New Testament. These unbelievers rejected Jesus Christ and kept the laws for a sign upon their hand and a memorial between their eyes. They wouldn't allow the Christians to buy and sell. They wouldn't allow anybody, rich, poor, free, bond, you name it. If you didn't agree with them, even the king of Judea, Agrippa II, they chased him into Rome, right? They would have killed him as same as anybody else. They had no care for anybody. You didn't agree with them, they'd kill you. They wouldn't allow you to do business. They wouldn't allow you in the temple. They took over the treasury. They took over all the money that people had put in the temple, where all of them came. It was their bank where they came to exchange their currency so they could buy and sell with Jewish currency. The mark of the beast was about the law. That's why it said those that overcame it sang the song of Moses. Never had anything to do with the Gentiles. Those with wisdom could count the number of the beast, because Hebrew was letters and numbers. So those who were learned or had understanding, they could read. They knew the number of the beast. They did all this for 42 months. They were destroyed with the brightness of Jesus' coming and the word of his mouth. He returned and destroyed the temple and changed the customs of Moses. Everything in the Bible already happened. None of that is to us today. Give me a follow. I have videos explaining all those things.